Okay. I can never see the camera on this thing, but um, we are reaching the final stages of my latest piece. My goddess here. I don't really know what I'm gonna call this one yet, to be honest, but we're almost there. But just wanted to give a quick little update. Um, if you see this video, please like the video. That's all I can really ask for, really. Just like the video. Even if you don't like the video, just give it a thumbs up. Um, and if you're seeing this, please put in the comments what you would title this. I'm gonna have a clearer image of it somewhere on the screen at some point. Um, but yeah, please tell us what you would call this. Again, for those that don't remember, obviously there's the red dead screen there. There's the controller. But yeah, that's what it's looking like now. Obviously on the channel, there should be an upload already, or I might put this together with that upload actually of my process. But obviously this is just a shorter version of that. So yeah, obviously, thank you for watching and stay tuned. Okay, so if you're watching this, obviously at this point here, we this is like part of the early stages of my seamstress painting that I mentioned. Obviously, I've sort of stylized the video a little bit so it's a little bit more stylish, where only the pinks come out here. But this is where we started. We started off with the black, white, and the pink gradient. I was actually gonna do a lot more style and a lot of designs with the pink, like in the sort of inside the coat there. But obviously, this was the early stage, and I was just gonna try and get the color bases down before carrying on with everything else. So, obviously, as you can see, mostly a lot of black. I think this is what I was working with mostly in this section here. Mostly black paint, going over all the different sections and trying to just refine the edges. I obviously love this aesthetic here with the pink and the black and the white. And I think I'm going to do this more often with some of my videos moving forward, where we've got more, like the early stages, we're going to have a single color and only the single color is going to come out. And I'm going to try and proceed with my other artworks in this way to make it more stylish overall. And I think aesthetically it's just very good. Oh yeah, the reason why I put not family friendly here is because when I was initially speaking on this video, before this version of it, was I was speaking about her hand, right? In the picture, her hand is like holding a wine glass, but before I put the wine glass in her hand, I was gonna put a pistol, like a gun. So she was gonna be like a mobster, essentially. But I didn't do that in the end. I just gave her a wine glass, make it a little bit more family friendly, a little bit more stylish that way. And then here we started adding the purples. Now, in this part here, I covered her other hand. I didn't need to do this. I just wanted to because I wanted just the silhouette really of her form and of the attire she's wearing. Like a lot of my images are very cartoony, very anime inspired. So there's elements of realism, but for the most part, everything is stylized and it's just from imagination in a sense. Obviously, here we were adding a lot of the purples, trying to create the gradients and blending the blacks with the purples. Like I did try to avoid any of the skin tone like affecting or touching the skin areas that were exposed. There weren't that many areas, to be fair. It was just her hand, her leg, and her face. So here we kept blending everything with my paintbrushes. I've got this like really feathery paintbrush that's become very effective for me, and I use it in like everything in all of my paintings that I do. But yeah, I might have to put some music with this or something. It's quite annoying having to find good music for these videos, and even though I'm not new to YouTube, I am kind of new to this whole video production thing, which is kind of funny because all of the stuff I've done in the past is all like image and video based. Okay, I might start using these like videos as just opportunities to rant and complain about stuff. But right now I don't have anything to complain about. So anyway, obviously some of these little detailed areas, like doing the little details with um, the hair and stuff. I think what I may have to do, or what I was doing here, is obviously just refining it, and then fast forward, we did this red sun in the back here, kind of like a Japanese painting. At one point, I was gonna leave it like this, but then I decided maybe not. And then obviously we started adding the color of the sky that sort of blends with the red sun or red moon, whichever way you like to see it. As you can see here, she was holding a wine glass, but it was like more like a flute glass, um, like a champagne glass. A lot of pink. Oh yeah, Rise of the Ronin was like the inspiration um, for this whole painting, pretty much. Rise of the Ronin and um, Monster Hunter, but mostly Rise. Those two video games came out in like late 2024. Oh, I think no wait, I think mid. I don't even know. I know Rise of the Ronin came out last year. Got it last year. This was one of the characters in the game that inspired this painting. Really, it was the hat, right? So in the game, this character, you meet this character, and then at some point you get some of her clothing and some of her attire, and that's what I got the hat from. So, and then like my character in the video game is dressed very stylishly with the hat. So, and I just loved it. I kept thinking about it, and that's where this image was born. And then obviously I started dabbing some of the edges with some of the darker colors to create um, depth. You gotta, in order to create depth, my understanding is you have to start light and then go dark. And then I tried blending some of the colors. And then this was meant to be like a yellow shimmer, like that you get from the sun, like the sun rays. But I wasn't exactly sure where I was going with this at this point here, so this is why. And also due to the sort of color um, saturation that I've done to this video, you can't really see the yellow bits in this too well. The color extraction. But yeah, obviously this is a very slow process. That's why I've tried to time lapse it in a way that's not too ridiculous. I mean, obviously my hands are moving fast, but in the grand scheme, they, they don't move that fast during the actual real painting. And I was just watching a video on AI. Man, that stuff looks crazy. It's gonna take over everything. It's gonna go beyond this. But I also understand that that human element will never end. People always look for that, and there's something about the human element that cannot be shaken or changed, that cannot be replaced. But the way the AI is, a lot of things are gonna change. Okay, so here I was going over the glass again, but I decided to make it a bit of more of a larger wine glass. At one point, I was actually going to make it like a chalice, like a giant, you know, a giant beverage holder, like a really big chalice, similar to like Little John, if anyone knows who Little John is. Yeah. Anyway, and obviously focus on the hat again, the purple base, making sure to avoid the rose. And then from the purple base, because acrylics can be quite messy, so that's why I had to keep going over it. And then from the purple, we went to the black, of course, because a black hat, matches the rest of the dress and everything else. This whole process was quite a lot of fun for me. I mean, all of this stuff is fun for me. Don't do it unless it's fun. That's what I say. Obviously, as an adult, sometimes you have to go to work, and that's not fun. But if you can help it, do what you love. That's all I can say on that. And then obviously more details. And then obviously this is the image in its sort of truest form. We transition from the black and white grays to the full body, full color. And this is where I started adding the skin tones to her face, arm, and leg. It's kind of funny because I used a skin tone called Peach Rose or Delicate Rose. Very simple and very straightforward. And yeah, this is why I probably have to add music to this whole video because there are so many silent moments where I don't have much to say. Maybe that's why people don't do these time-lapse videos like this. Because obviously you can see what's going on. I'm just going over certain little bits. Like the details are hard to see on the video. But, they're there. Like in this bit here when I'm doing little details on the glass and everything. To be fair, I could have just cut this out, but all of this is a bit of a time capsule for myself anyway. I like making these videos because maybe one day I can look back or other people can look back and be like, oh, cool. But yeah, some of the details, you won't be able to see them so well on the video, regardless of how ultra HD all of this is. So yeah, obviously this was like a little bit later on. Either I think the same night I just took my jumper off or the next day. But I was just adding some shimmer to her hair, a bit of highlights just to distinguish it a little bit. And right here is the final image, more or less. Kind of looks AI generated, doesn't it? But yep, that's our lady with the dress and everything. And yeah, thank you for watching if you made it this far.